Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Crowd Chatter podcast. And this one is the Big East, as I had been saying in the other videos that we have already done. These are all the videos for the conference tournaments for the Power Six, and I've already done two. I still got this one and then another three, so that might be a while. I'm not doing like all the different conferences. I'm just doing the big ones because that's obviously where the biggest bubble teams are, and I have no time to do every single conference. I don't even know half the teams in half of the other conferences. I mean, there's two championships today. Furman is looking like they're about to beat Chattanooga and go to the NCAA tournament for the first time in like 40 years, while Louisiana is going to make their first appearance in the tournament in nearly 10 years. So, I think I don't know anything about these teams, and I really don't feel like doing those conferences. So I'm sorry if you're a fan of those teams. I just don't know much about them. Uh, so we're gonna do the Big East though, as I do know these teams. We're gonna start with Butler up against St. John's. Now, when I was actually doing this bracket, I recognized that literally every single team in the Big East is blue, except for St. John's and Providence. They're like the only two teams in the Big East who are not blue in some capacity, which is absolutely wild to me. But Butler, they're a fine team. They're not a great team. Neither is St. John's, but St. John's is better than Butler. And so I have St. John's moving on, getting the win, and excuse me, and heading on to go play the Marquette Golden Eagles, of which, my goodness, they have been having an unbelievably good season. Then we have uh, DePaul going up against Seton Hall. DePaul's not a great team. Seton Hall's is just better. Seton Hall isn't great, but Seton Hall's better than DePaul. So Seton Hall moves on. They will go to the Seton Hall. They'll move on to play Xavier in the next round. Another really good team. And then we have Georgetown taking on Villanova. This is another pretty easy pick. Georgetown's just absolutely awful. Nova's significantly better. I have Nova winning this one and moving on to take on the Creighton Blue Jays. Next we have, and then we go to the quarterfinals. So that first round was pretty easy. This is where it'll start to get maybe a little interesting. First we have St. John's taking on Marquette. Marquette is a really good team, and they have been absolutely outstanding. And yeah, I'm picking Marquette to beat St. John's. I don't think Marquette will blow them out, but St. John's just they're not good enough to beat Marquette. Oh, St. John's are not good enough to beat Marquette. So I have the Golden Eagles getting the win against St. John's. Yeah, I'm kind of flying through this one, but next we have Providence taking on UConn. Now this could be a fun game. Providence, I think they're a good team. UConn, they're okay. They don't really have any shooting. Providence has got a good team. I really like the Providence squad. I've watched them play. UConn, they're fine, but I've seen better though. And so I'm actually, I would be tempted to take UConn this game, but I'm taking Providence. I think Providence will get the win and move on to the next round. They knock off the UConn Huskies, get the win, and we'll move on to go face Marquette. And then you got Seton Hall taking on Xavier. I think Seton Hall will make it a close game, but in the end, I think it's going to be Xavier who moves on to the semifinals. Seton Hall, this is not a great team. They're okay, but they're not, well, Seton Hall, they're fine, they're okay, but they're not a great team. Xavier, I think, is much better than Seton Hall, and I'm taking the Xavier Musketeers to go on to the semifinal, and then we have Villanova going up against the Creighton Blue. We have the Villanova Wildcats going on to take on the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton had a rough start to the season, finished off pretty strong, did pretty well. Villanova had also a very rough start to the season, but after getting healthy, has been much better. This is where I'm taking the upset, and I'm actually taking Villanova. Villanova, they're actually healthy. And so I think that significantly helps Villanova in their chase to still get to the tournament again. Creighton, they're a fine team. They don't really play great defense, and they can score, but I think Nova being healthy is a much better team and a much harder challenge. Uh, and now they're getting to play together more. And they're in this kind of situation. It's going to be really interesting to see. But I have Villanova getting the upset over Creighton. They go on to face the Xavier Musketeers in the semifinals. In the first game on the top here, we have Providence taking on Marquette. I think Providence is going to give Marquette a pretty good run for its money. But Marquette has been very good. They've been able to handle really any kind of team's hot run. I think Providence will give Marquette some trouble because Ed Cooley, he's a very good head coach. Don't ever underestimate Ed Cooley. That guy is very smart. He's got some good players. He's got some old players. He's got some good transfers. Providence is not a bad team. So I don't underestimate these Friars. They're dangerous. But Marquette, they've been pretty darn good this year. And Shaka Smart's been doing an outstanding job with his Golden Eagles. I think Marquette gets another win, and they move on to the championship. Villanova and Xavier. This is an interesting game. I think there's going to be that bid thief that is going to come out of some conference. It might not be out of a Power 6 conference, but there's going to be that bid thief somewhere. And I'm picking it to be and I'm thinking Villanova might be able to do that. I think they get the upset over Xavier. We've seen Xavier be vulnerable at times. They've had some not so great games, of which they have lost. They already lost once to Villanova. Villanova already beat Xavier once this year. So, you know, I could see Villanova doing it again, and they did it at Xavier. They won on the road, so I think Villanova is certainly capable of getting it done, of getting the win, getting the upset, and making a run here in the Big East tournament. I think they get the upset over Xavier and head to the championship round to go and take on Marquette. But I think this is where the run ends for Villanova. Many people think Villanova might be one of those bid thieves, get a huge win, and I think Marquette will put an end to their hopes, get a huge win, and go get another win, and possibly get themselves a 1 seed. Because Marquette is in position to get a 1 seed right now. They have the record, they have the resume. Marquette's in a very good spot to go and get themselves a 1 seed. This should be a very fun championship round, with Marquette looking to get a 1 seed, with Villanova looking to make the NCAA, looking to get into the NCAA tournament. Should be a very fun final, but I think Marquette's the team that will come up on top. It'll be a very close game, like every Big East game is. It seems there's never a separation in any Big East game, and so all these games should be very fun to see. I think this will be especially fun, but I think Marquette comes out with the win and gets it all for the Big East and gets a huge win. And gets another big win and takes home the automatic bid. So that is all I have for this conference. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and so I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, adios, everyone.